Else can join in. Well, welcome everybody. This is fantastic. So, this is our sort of second part of
Oh no.
exercises from workshop one. And unmute. It is other exercise from workshop one. You're initially using visualization and your imagination to set the scene, but then letting imaging take over, allowing further impressions, images, feelings, body sensations to emerge from within, coming into your awareness without censorship, and their appearance will make sense as the experience unfolds. So the perspective we're exploring here is that our self-image is constructed from our subpersonalities. These are inner parts or beings or compensatory functions from the unconscious. They usually represent unlived portions of our lives. Every person is, as it were, a community of these subpersonalities. Discussion never ceases between them. Some may be happy together. Some may be actively quarrelling, or just not on speaking terms, or even oblivious of each other's existence. Many are apparently negative in energy and not permitted to be either positive or creative. Indeed, each may be an interior image of anti-serenity, repeating its message, often a composite of parental scripts, over and over again. When they are in play, we find ourselves asking, is this truly me? What am I doing this for? What do I really want to do? What in all this is worth keeping? So subpersonalities are usually incomplete. For instance, they may show up as being largely physical rather than emotional, or vice versa. They arise in a variety of ways. Some of them come from the roles we play. For example, sibling, teacher, carer, boss. New roles arise with new circumstances. Sometimes they come straight from our immediate personal unconscious. The question, whatever came over me, may arise and trigger something here. Why on earth am I doing this again? The subpersonalities may represent inner or outer conflict. For instance, the doctor within the person may be at war with the wife or the artist who is also in that person. Feeling fragmented and torn, we oscillate between the demands of each. Or if we stop this fluctuating, it's only because we've become stuck in the role of one or the other. Stereotypically, we settle for being either this or that. The well-balanced person, on the other hand, is the one who will flow, who adopts roles and relinquishes them as necessary, who has them but is not them. The true person within each of us can say, yes, both this and that. So the subpersonalities may emerge less as real people, maybe more as fantasy images, figures not necessarily rooted in everyday life at all. Superman, good fairy, bad wolf. Or again, a deep archetypal pattern may emerge from the collective unconscious. A legendary figure such as Medusa, or the winged horse Pegasus, Thor, the god of war, or Ariadne with the thread to navigate the labyrinth. Our subpersonalities are symbols. They do not necessarily emerge as people, they may well show as objects. A key, a sword, a tree, a cup. They often appear as animals, so you might have a bird, a dog, a horse, a snake. A ghost may well appear, or indeed any of these inner figures can be dark and a bit scary. Dark figures which come up from the unconscious represent something not yet known. If something has been locked in the coal cellar for years, it will naturally be somewhat grubby and annoyed when released. It's not necessarily horrible. Try to find out what it is about. Welcome its appearing. Let it out. Say, thank God, instead of spending energy on keeping it in captivity. Turn and face difficult figures, and they often transform themselves into helpers. And then we're filled with energy for it has probably taken up a lot of our energy to hold them under for all this time. So today we're sharing this exercise two parts. Those of you who've done it in the past will find that I've had to pare it down to fit with our time constraints. But I have, I hope, retained the essence of the original. And so after each part, you will be invited to record your impressions. I hope you have drawing materials. It would be lovely if you do draw. As we said last time, the thing about drawing is it does bring out the non-verbal, and it often draws out of us material we don't really even know is there. But of course, if you prefer to write, maybe you might write it with colour so that again that non-verbal quality comes through. So we'll be two parts, and then with the drawing, the second part drawing again, and then a loo break. And of course, during the drawing time, if you want to go and get yourselves a drink or take any break or stretch, that's time to do so. And then we will have breakout rooms in which you can talk to another person, which again is a lovely way of bringing forward the material, because so often we don't quite know what we're going to say until we say it, and there's something about it being witnessed. And then at the end, hopefully we'll have 15 or 20 minutes to be able to talk in the group. And I realise I've been so concerned about time, I almost haven't really greeted you all properly. Actually, there are so many of you, I can't see you on my screen at the moment, but welcome to everyone. And if you would like now, in a moment, to enter the exercise and enter your inner world, making yourselves comfortable. Some of you will want to lie down, others of you are really comfortable sitting. So if you'd like to take a moment to make sure that you are comfortable, and I will start with the first exercise, the first part. So you're entering your inner space, and make sure you're muted too, so that we can have all of that inner space for us ourselves. So now, as you enter your inner world, find yourself in a field or meadow. And it need not be a place you know. In fact, in some ways, it's better if it isn't. In this meadow, it is summer and all is green, maybe with flowers. On the edge of the meadow, you find you see a house or dwelling. Spend the next 2 or 3 minutes being in the meadow, orienting yourself to it, and getting the feel of it, with its sights and sounds and the sense of summertime. Now, when you are ready, move towards the house. What kind of house is it? You know that it is the house or dwelling of your subpersonalities. You hear voices inside. These are the voices of some of your subpersonalities, but at the moment you don't meet them. Explore around the outside of the house. In your own time, enter the house or dwelling and spend the next 5 minutes exploring in and around it, seeing what it contains, sensing its atmosphere. You do not yet meet your subpersonalities, but you know they are behind a closed door. Now, coming out of the house, move some distance away, maybe 20 or 30 yards, face the house, and invite the subpersonalities you know best, perhaps 3 or 4 of them, to come out separately and to join you. See them stand before you and talk with you. Greet each one and invite a symbol or image and a name for each. Get a clear picture and a feeling of the quality of each. You have about 8 minutes. So now, turn and face the house. The door will open again, and one or more subpersonalities whom you know very little or not at all may come separately out of the house. As before, give a greeting. Take a good look, aiming for a clear picture. Sense their quality and invite a name, a symbol or image for each of these unknown subpersonalities. Notice also how these new unknown subpersonalities place themselves in relation to the others. Now we're bringing this part one to a close. So we're holding that meadow and those subpersonalities. And if you could take the next 10 minutes to anchor your experience in drawing or writing, staying in the feeling of the exercise. So if you'd like to bring your recording and drawing to a close now and come back into the meadow, enter part two, coming back into that inner space. So return once more to your meadow and give yourself a moment to enjoy it. Find yourself standing a little way from the house and notice it may have changed. You're in the center spot of a large circle in the meadow, the size of a large room or even larger. It is a special circle on the ground. Maybe the grass is a lighter color. The feeling of it is light, a circle of light. Spend a few minutes with this circle of light. Now, standing on this center spot, invite each of your subpersonalities to join you. There may be new ones, and that's all right. Greet each. With those you know, ask each in turn if there's anything they want of you, and tell them what you would like of them. With the lesser known ones, or those you haven't met before, see if you can get to know them even a little. Why have they come into your life at this time? What is their meaning or message for you? You have 10 minutes. So bring the conversation to a close for now. See them standing round the perimeter of the circle with yourself at the center. Then see a column of white light coming down into the center of the circle where you are standing. Ascend the column of light. When you are some way up, at about treetop height, look down and see what your subpersonalities are doing. Now you ascend much further, and as you do so, a wise person or presence or a feeling may come to meet you, or it may be a place where wisdom is to be found. Is there anything you would like to ask the wise person? They may have something to say to you. With this person or presence, or in this place, explore the deeper, transcendental, transpersonal meanings of the subpersonalities you have seen. Explore also the possibilities for growth and transformation within them, now that you have them. So soon the meeting with the wise person or presence will come to an end. Thank them if that's appropriate and take your leave. When you are ready, descend the column of light back to the center of the circle in the meadow. Say goodbye to your subpersonalities. See them go back into the house and the door close behind them. If any of them don't want to go into the house, leave them outside. So when you are ready, come back into this room, leaving the meadow. And again, take 10 minutes to anchor your experience in drawing or writing. Okay, so you're bringing the drawing to a close now. And maybe just have a few minutes break, if anybody just needs a loo break, and then we'll go into the breakout rooms. Okay, have we got everybody back now? Caroline, would you like to do the breakout rooms, please? You'll just have time, probably about 5 minutes each, just to talk about anything that in particular, anything that has struck you that you'd like to share. Okay, well, lovely to see you all. And do please share in the group now if there's anything that you'd like to comment on. Right.
Oh, can I say something?
Please.
I can't see you, Monica, so but I see lots of lovely faces. I just want to say how marvelous this transpersonal journey is because um, the first time I did this was over 30 years ago, and each time I go back, I'm just amazed at how it becomes fuller and richer. Um, and it speaks to me in new ways, and I never stop learning. Um, and I was sharing with Sarah and saying that the first time I did it 30 years ago, we went to have a look at our subpersonalities, and I only had one, and I was sort of overwhelmed because
Yeah.
everyone else had all these subpersonalities, and they seemed to know everyone, and I got a terrified little child. And now when I go, I have loads, and they're teaching me and guiding me, and I just find that's just amazing, that as you tend to that inner world, it starts to teach you and guide you and enrich you. So thank you. Really enjoyed it today.
Oh, I'm so glad. Yeah, lovely to have you with us. Oh, somebody else like to
I'll
bring
say
something to
something.
the group?
I've never done this before. It's the first time ever.
Ah,
And it was quite difficult to visualize anything at all.
hmm.
But I was talking to Wendy and said that there was an awful lot of birds broke free. So there's been a lot of stuff stuffed in there for a long time. My poor little cottage was dark and dank and in dire need of repair. So I've got a lot of work to do, but it's nice to know where to start. This has helped
Brilliant.
terrifically, thank you. And I did say that you had me in tears. I was in tears for most of it, but that's just me.
Oh. And also, it's so important that this work is not like changing a light bulb. You know, it's an ongoing process, and you'll find that it'll continue to unfold, and you may have dreams, or something may just occur to you when you're doing the washing up. You know, it has a way of coming alongside us.
Usually does it that way. So
Yeah,
yeah, but thank you very
indeed.
much. I thought I was in the wrong place about halfway through, and then somebody knocked on the door, and all hell broke loose here. But we've got through it, and I think I've got a lot from it. So thank you. I really appreciate it.
Good, good.
I'll shut up now.
Oh no, please no. No. Who else would like to say something?
Oh, well, I'd like to say I'm much the same. I haven't really done much of this, so I've found it very illuminating, and I've got a bit of work to do on
Mhm.
certain aspects. Yeah, which it's all very helpful. Yeah,
Oh, good.
thank you so much.
Now, obviously, I don't want to twist any arms, but it would be nice to hear from from as many of you as possible.
I find it amazing that so many of the subpersonalities that used to be there aren't there now, or they've changed their form completely, and
Mm.
it's all different, but every bit as full of meaning and revelation and newness as I came to it for well, I've done it at least 3 times before. So it never wears out because
Yeah.
you're finding the real whatever it is that you find.
Yes. Yes. Yes, because although I was meant to be keeping an eye on the time, which I managed mostly, I can't ever resist joining in. And I mean, I found, something new appeared, which really surprised me. And it's always interesting because some things are familiar and that's valuable. And then, of course, some things are a total surprise, and that's always rather nice. You know, it's sort of alive, it's very active. Yeah.
I guess
I
I
think
think,
I can echo.
oh,
Sorry, please go, Rachel.
Rachel? Hi,
shall I
Rachel.
go briefly?
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Hi.
suppose I had some old ones that I um haven't really explored actually, and it
Mm.
was great. I was speaking to Eve. I hope you don't mind me saying that, and she made some really good suggestions that even though they've been there for ages, just to think about them differently was really helpful. And then I had a couple of new ones that I sort of knew were there. They were beginning to surface in my conscious, and suddenly they were there, and so that was really, yeah, it was nice. It was nice that they surfaced.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
And of course, you've got them now, can explore them at any time,
absolutely.
as
And
you
I will
wish.
be. Thank you, Monica.
Right. Right, Francis, you.
Yeah, I wanted to echo something Hazel said, and I think as one gets older, this is my experience anyway, but I resonate with what Hazel said. that these subpersonalities, in a way, they've kind of been useful actors or props as part of, the play of life, if you like. What did Shakespeare say? And each man in his all the world's a stage, and each man in his time plays many parts. As one gets older, I think the props, in a sense, fall away, and as you get to know yourself better, and life becomes simpler, I find I need them less, I suppose. That's what I'm saying. I also would like to share the image of someone in the meadow. Reminded me of an American painting where there's a woman sitting in a meadow or a field, and she's looking towards a house in the distance. And there's a sense in which she's trying to get to it. This is my interpretation. But that's what I was reminded of, that painting.
Right.
Yes. And I thought myself as sort of an American clapboard house. Yeah. I have great difficulty with translating some of these thoughts and, as you suggested, Monica, into drawings. That's not one of my competencies, put it that way.
Well, of course, and as we know in this work, it isn't about artistic ability. It's simply about just allowing something else to come forward, giving it another medium. And so even if it's just a line and a certain color, that can still have associations or be useful. I notice a lot of suggestions are coming up. I haven't managed to catch. Ben, you mentioned Being John Malkovich, the film.
Yes. Yeah, it's like a real interesting take on subpersonalities and how they can subsume the real I,
Right.
take over one. But one thing I want to mention, it was obviously a delight to be paired off with Hazel, who unfortunately left halfway through. But one thing really got to me was thinking about when I ascended above the trees to be with Wisdom, who I kind of saw as Sophia, and it sort of spoke to me about moving forward with awareness and to use the subpersonalities appropriately and for a time, and not to let them flood my soul, not with emotions, but rather use them as an emotion ally.
Yes.
So an ally of emotion, and then use them for a time, then move on. Don't hold on to them, let them go.
I like the sound of that. Yes.
In one of Kate Bush's songs, she refers to emotion ally. So them heavy people, I think, where she's also referencing people such as Gurdjieff and Jesus. So yeah, it's a really interesting song if you ever get a chance to listen to it.
Right. Good, thank you. And something else flashed up I missed. Who else? Somebody else made a comment. And it didn't stay with me long enough to... Does anybody want to speak it? Something else was written, definitely.
I think they were both Ben's.
Were they both
suggestions,
Ben's?
and I just
Oh,
a
but
little
Ben
heart,
was
so
Ben
I
as
thought
well.
I like the Paracelsus motto.
Yes, Assagioli, yes. Oh, they were Ben's, yeah. Yes, indeed. Yeah.
Well, seeing as I'm muted, if I just want to say thank you and how wonderfully entertaining the exercise was for me. Even the harder bits were somehow it was so dynamic and so supportive, even though some of it was a bit difficult, actually.
You're
But
right.
it wasn't heavy difficult. It was it's nearly like a theatre play, really, but very much part of me. So I felt very supported, and I laughed a lot. So thank you. It was I think wherever there's laughter, there's support, isn't there? So
There is. Oh
um,
no, that's lovely because there is that sort of lightness of being, I feel, in this work, in Ian and Barbara's work. It was never heavy and
no.
sort of kind of laden. There was always oh, there we are now from Ben, them heavy people. No, right. That's very appropriate. But this work does have a lightness of being, and yet it can hold great depth and some very difficult material, very hard things to live with, but it's still having that lightness. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Ah, Cynthia.
It was an interesting little crowd of little crew of little me's that came out of this my grandmother's house, and as they came out, they all felt very separate. They all felt as if they had nothing to do with each other, and so I was taking notes and drawing a picture of them and various things, and it was the moment when we were asked to go up to ascend, and I looked back, and then you said, "What are they doing?" And that was the moment when they'd sort of been left to their own devices down there, and they realized they all had a message for each other, and that they all needed each other in order to move. They were like energizing for each other in a really weirdly sort of circular way that felt so positive. And it just felt like they were all joining hands and working together instead of being separated off into their own little rooms. And I found that very uplifting. Thank you.
Oh, it is. Because actually, when we go up like that and look down, it's a kind of mandala, isn't it? And you've got that sort of central point, and then you've got the circle. It seems to me it has a quality of a mandala. And of course, you are the common denominator. I mean, yeah. Oh, that sounds amazing. Brilliant. Thank you for sharing that. Fantastic.
Yes, it was brilliant to be looking down on them. And when I asked the wise one, how can I help them to, get along with each other, to integrate more, as it were?
Yeah.
Because I think we should really say pull. When we say, pull, they used to say pull yourself together. Pull yourselves together would be more accurate. Really. And the wise one, straight away, oh, don't leave anybody out, and that reminds me of a poem, is it Persian, The Guest House, where, it describes the personality, the mind as being like a guest house, and all these people come, and some of them, personalities, they're not really very welcome, but, welcome them all in, even the less desirable, they've all got a part to play. So yeah, and I also found, as one of your contributors said, that the whole meditation, I've done this before with Hazel, it's wonderful some years ago, real revelation, that doing this again today was great, because I can visualize it now. It was very, I can go back to that meadow, I can go back to that column, and it's something, I've made the notes, but it will stick in the mind, I think. Yeah. Thank you very much. It was brilliant. Thank you to Francis and other people. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's always interesting which bits really stick in the mind too, because some things just don't leave you, and then they've got a lot to say. And the idea of transformation, that so often the whole thing of fairy tales, isn't it, of all the difficult bits, the bits we'd rather not have there, the ugly, the discarded, the, unwanted. In fact, when accepted in a heartful way, transform. It's I think that the fairy tales have a lot. Marie-Louise von France wrote a rather lovely little book on redemption motifs in fairy tales, and there's a lot of that kind of material there, that actually when we accept something, it often will change, just the acceptance. not left out in the cold. And I did like from Ian, I did keep that in, the idea that in a coal bunker that things might get grubby and be disgruntled. I mean, these days I don't think we really have coal bunkers, but I just really like that image. Ian, hi.
No, I was just saying that some of us still do.
Oh, you do?
Oh,
Okay.
yes. Yeah, we're back to open fires where we are now. So, yeah, it's taken me back really to childhood. It's quite amazing. Yeah, no, lovely session. Thanks very much. Really enjoyed it. It's a long time since I did the workshops originally. And of course, as Hazel knows, I was running them for a number of years, but basically had to give them up during COVID and so on. And we haven't really got back to them again. So it was a delight to find out that you were offering it. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. And yeah, I would agree. I think it was with what Francis said, that some of the subpersonalities sort of have disappeared and no longer there, but quite interesting. You know, the old faithfuls are still hanging around, needing some attention. Yeah.
I just wanted to add, Monica, I was reminded very much of that play, 6 Characters in Search of an Author.
Oh, yes.
I think
yes.
it might have been Pirandello or someone
I think
like
so.
that.
I think so. Yeah.
You think of it in terms of
it was Pirandello.
Yeah.
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 Yes. Interesting take.
Yes, indeed. Because since we first did these workshops all these years ago, so much work has come out of inner parts work, the inner, I can't remember now, there's a therapy that's emerged. But of course, there's family constellations. And then there's also working that with inner parts. And it just seems to me it's work that's so rewarding and so interesting.
And psychodrama, of course. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And that has grown and expanded. Yeah. Well, is there anything we've just gone over 6 o'clock? Would anybody, is anybody left wanting to say something?
I'd like to say thank you enormously to Monica. It's just lovely to hear them coming alive like that, the workshop. Thank you.
Well, thank you for asking me, Hazel. It's your enduring enthusiasm that keeps it all ticking over, isn't it? Lovely. Well, thank you all. It's been a wonderful group.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much,
very much,
Monica.
Monica.
Thank you.
Thank you, Monica.
Thank you, Monica.
Everyone. Thank you, Hazel.
Monica. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Monica.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. And everyone, because you contributed
Everyone.
so deeply.
The whole group, the energy of the group.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. And hello, Alison.
Hello. And goodbye.
Hello, goodbye.
No, goodbye, Barbara. Bye. Yeah.
Thank you.